Okay, welcome. Today, we'll be going over the top 10 Dokkanfest banners in Dokkan history. Dokkanfest banners are Dokkan's bread and butter and are mainly how all players are able to get character. Please note that these lists are carefully calculated through an intense algorithm. And without further ado, the list. And coming in at number 10, we have the New Year's Dokkan Festival Step-Up banner for the year 2021. Now, this was mainly a pretty typical New Year's Step-Up banner that occurs every year. In Step 1, you got a Super or Extreme class type lead. In Step 2, they'd give you the older category leads. In Step 3, they gave you newer-ish category leads. And in Step 4, they gave you some of the more recent category leads, mainly 2019 and 2020 units. And then in Step 5, you got a guaranteed LR. Now, on the global version, players soon found out that LR STRUI Goku, who was supposed to be on the banner, was actually replaced by LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Once players found out about this, they began to contact Dokkan about this. In response, the banner was taken down, and Dokkan themselves admitted that it was an issue and a mistake. In response, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku's SSR, Quiet Grit Goku, was taken off the banner for the Warrior Beyond Limits and Expectations Super Saiyan God Goku, aka LR STRUI Goku's SSR. Furthermore, everybody who had summoned on the banner got all their stones refunded. I believe you could summon up to 3 rotations on the banner for a total of 600 Dragon Stones. All players were additionally awarded 10 free stones, and they put the banners back up with LR STRUI Goku instead of LR Tech Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Unfortunately, the banners were not reset, but you were given back all your stones, leading you to wake up that morning with potentially 610 plus Dragon Stones in your gift box, which is just a great feeling. This is widely remembered as one of the best moments in global Dokkan history, and overall makes the list because of it. And I put this banner on the list over the 300 stone fiasco. But that's number 10, the 2021 New Year's Step Up banner. Moving on to number 9. Coming in at number 9, we have Angel Golden Frieza. Now, while the banners were a little different on Global and JP, Global had STR Kefla on the banner instead of Japan's Physical Beerus. This is basically just the best monthly Dokkanfest banner of all time. There are some options I could have put in this place, notably TUR STR Cooler's banner, and also potentially Physical Future Gohan's banner. I gave Angel Golden Frieza the nod over them. Angel Golden Frieza on release was a monster and in discussion for the best TUR in the game, alongside Tech Ultimate Gohan and Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who came out a bit after. Additionally, Blue Kaioken Goku, while controversial, was still one of the best TURs in the game. Namek Goku was still one of the best TURs in the game. Beerus was really good and definitely one of the best TURs in the game. Cooler was still at his peak. He was still in his prime, so he was one of the best TURs in the game. Tech transforming Frieza, while not, anywhere near his prime, he was still a solid option. And Angel Golden Frieza was still relatively solid as well. And on Global, STR Kefla was still a new TUR, so she was pretty decent. Additionally, global players who had just gotten their 600 stone refund from the 2021 New Year's Step Up banner could use all those stones, or some of them, that they got essentially for free, into this banner, which was just an amazing banner, which is why I ultimately put this banner over STR Cooler and Physical Future Gohan. I mean, this banner lineup is just one of the best banner lineups in the game's history for a monthly Dokkanfest banner. But that's Angel Golden Frieza's banner coming in at number 9, moving on to number 8. Now, this might be lunacy, but coming in at number 8, we have the 8th year anniversary banners. Now, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, but these were just some of the best banners in the game's history. The GT Duo were arguably the best unit in the game on release. It was between them and Orange Piccolo in hindsight, but mainly at the time, most people gave the nod to the GT Duo. Tech, Ice, and Nova Shenron were pretty mid, but AGL Gamma 2 was still very good. The LR Metal Cooler Super Saiyan movie duo were still decent. LR Namek Goku was still decent. The LR Super Saiyan 4s were still pretty solid. AGO UI Goku was relatively decent. The Blue Fusions were on these banners, and they got their Easy A's in the latter half of the anniversary, and they were busted. Boo Tanks was still decent, he was okay-ish, and Physical GT Goku was relatively alright. As for the Boo Duo's banner, obviously the Boo Duo were very good. Their banner unit, the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and AGL Piccolo, the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Piccolo were pretty mid. STR Gamma 1 was still very good. STR Cooler was still very good. AGL Full Power Frieza was still alright. The Tech LR Gods were very good still. Pretty good. Int Evolution Blue Vegeta was He was... The Blue Fusions got their easy A in the latter half of the anniversary, so STR Gogeta was about to explode. So obviously after his easy A, he was very good. STR Super Vegeta was okay, and the Int GT Hero Super Saiyan Vegeta was an alright option. What hurts these banners, in my opinion, in hindsight, is the fact that the banner units are very bad. STR Vegito and Buhan were far out of their prime, so they're and the GT Hero duo wasn't all that great. The 6th year anniversary units weren't all that impressive either at this point, 2 years after their release, and they wouldn't get their easy A until the 9th anniversary the following year. And Namek Goku and Full Power Frieza, while decent, weren't exactly super heavy, good, god tier red zone options, which places these banners, the year 8 banners, at number 8 on my list. Moving on to number 7. Now at number 7, we have the year 7 banners, the LR Super Saiyan 4s and the LR God. The reason I gave them the nod over the 8th anniversary is mainly because I think the unit quality for the anniversary in the given time was a bit better. The LR Super Saiyan 4s were the best unit in the game. Tech banner unit Sin Shenron was very, very good. LR Namek Goku was still pretty good. Evolution Blue Vegeta was great, but for the 7th year anniversary, he was alright. STR Vegeta was still very good, and he was very runnable in early red zone, which started with the 7th year anniversary. The LR Super Saiyan 4s would get their easy A during the celebration, which made them top 5 units in the game, and they were very good. The year 3 LRs also got their easy A, which made Int Vegito very good on this banner. And then the GT Heroes were still pretty solid options. They could be alright options in the early red zone stages against units like Int Omega and Tech Bojack. AGL Full Power Broly would probably foderize them, but he kind of did that to everybody. As the LR Gods were in contention for the best unit in the game, the banner unit kind of sucked. STR Broly was okay. Full Power Frieza was still pretty good. AGL UI Goku was a solid option. Boo Tanks was an okay option. The Blue Fusions weren't all that great. They were pretty mid at this point prior to their easy A, but the year 3 Gogeta on the banner made banner a bit better. And the New Year's Dual Dokkanfest, Goku and Vegeta weren't great, but the sheer value in the LR Super Saiyan 4's banner, I believe, puts them over the 8th year anniversary. But that's the 7th year anniversary at number 7, moving on to number 6. And coming in at number 6, you have Tech Vegito Blue and STR Rose, one of the most hyped celebrations in the game's history. Tech Vegito Blue's banner was pretty good. Obviously, you had Tech Vegito Blue, who was the hardest hitting non-LR in the game. You had his banner unit STR Trunks, who was pretty decent. You had STR Ultimate Gohan, who was pretty good. You had Physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, who was relatively alright. STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku was still pretty good. Tech Beerus sucked, but I believe AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku had recently gotten his easy A and he was very good. STR Rose's banner was nothing to scoff at either. STR Rose led probably the most seamless team in the game, the Extreme Class team, because of his amazing support. Int Zamasu was relatively decent. Omega was very good. Tech Super Saiyan 3 Broly was kinda but you know, damage or whatever. Physical Cooler was very good. Physical Goku Black was never really that good. And AGL Super 17 was kinda Overall though, these banners were just very, very good, had lots of value, and it was an insanely hyped celebration. But that's STR Rose and Tech Vegito Blue at number 6. Moving on to number 5. And at number 5, you have the banners everybody needs to skip for. You got Tech Trunks and AGL Zamasu. Now, Trunks and Zamasu, these banners just had an insane amount of value. Trunks and Zamasu were both some of the best TURs in the game. You could argue them both as the best. Trunks' banner had AGL Blue Gogeta, who was dominant still. Physical Future Gohan was still pretty decent. AGL Transforming Vegeta was still pretty decent. Tech Vegito Blue was out of his prime, but he was still cool. Physical Vegeta Blue was kind of at this point prior to his EZA, and Int Trunks was pretty kind of bad. Then you got Zamasu's banner, who had Zamasu, who of course was very good, Broly, who was still amazing, Turles, who is, you know, super sought out for because of his awesome support, Int Goku Black, who was pretty decent, STR Rose was pretty decent, AGL Rose was and Tech Zamasu was also kind of But these, for 7 featured unit banners, you have a high chance of walking away with a W unit. You had people unironically saying you should skip the 4th year anniversary for this, and like, Unfortunately, Global got kind of hardcore shafted, and they just added an extra featured unit for no reason. That low-key might be one of the biggest Global shafts of all time, bro. No LR, and they added an 8 featured unit? That's crazy. But Kid Goku and AGL Metal Cooler weren't bad at all. But that's AGL Zamasu and Tech Trunks. They come in at number 5. And at number 4, you just had some insanity. It's Vegito Blue and Rose again. Physical Vegito Blue, AGL Rose. Just insane banners. Physical Vegeta Blue was, Physical Vegeta Blue. He was dominant. He was amazing. He was insane. Best unit in the game, yada yada. Then you had AGL Super Vegeta on the banner, who was one of the best units in the game, and STR Super Gogeta on the banner, who was also a pretty good unit still. The other banner units were all pretty decent-ish, kinda. Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks could be solid. Blue Kaioken Goku, pretty decent. Good options. AGL Blue Goku was very underrated. Then you got Rose's banner. Rose was good. STR Zamasu was an option. Physical Goku Black was always kind of mid on Japan, but on Global, he gave Ki, so that made him good. STR Omega was good. Pretty much all the banners, units on Rose's banner and Vegeta Blue's banner fit under their team, making this just a good banner for overall value. And also, I mean, from the old heads that I've talked to who played Dokkan way back when, they say that this is the most hype time in Dokkan ever. Vegeta Blue had just shown up in the anime and everything. Awesome. So that might overall inflate his banner's position just a little bit. But that's Vegeta Blue and AGL Rose. They come in at number 4. Moving on to number 3. Coming in at number 3, we have the 2023 Worldwide Download Celebration between Tech LR Zamasu and LR Blue Goku and Vegeta. I mean, bro, these banners are just ridiculous. You got Zamasu, who is just amazing. Zamasu is definitely top 5. Banner unit Zamasu wasn't anything crazy, but then you have Piccolo Jr., who is the best TUR in the game at the time. Piccolo Jr. was nasty. World Tournament killer, everywhere killer, low-key. Then you got LR Orange Piccolo, who's just LR Orange Piccolo. The guy's just broken. LR Super Saiyan 4s were still good. Solid, I guess. Metal Cooler Movie Duo Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta were LR Namek Goku was The Golden Week Super Saiyan Goku and Gohan were okay. AGL Zamasu would get his EZA during the celebration, and he was great. And Int Goku Black would also get his EZA during the celebration, and he was decent. Then you have the Blue Goku and Vegeta banner. Blue Goku and Vegeta were top 10-ish, probably top 7. STR Mai was solid, I guess. World Tournament Goku was a dominant TUR top 3. Beast Gohan, or LR Physical Ultimate Gohan, he was good despite the controversy and hate. The Tech LR Gods were still pretty solid. STR Cooler was still pretty good. Full Power Frieza was okay, he was solid. AGL Cell was solid. Int Future Gohan, I believe he had his EZA by this time, so he was pretty good. And Tech Trunks also would get his EZA during the celebration, and he was pretty decent. Solid unit. I mean, these banners overall, I mean, the units, the overall quality in these banners are just insane. Like, there's so many good options and units on this banner. When you take into conjunction that, the leaders of the new units in Zamasu and especially Goku and Vegeta had some of the most valuable, if not the most valuable leader skills in the game. I mean, these banners were just insane. Amazing. But that's the Worldwide Download Celebration of 2023 at number 3. Moving on to number 2. And at number 2, you got, oh man, just an insane time to be playing. The Broly Movie Celebration, Dual Dokkanfest, AGL Blue Gogeta, and Physical Full Power Broly. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You might be able to argue these banners a lot lower, but it's the algorithm, man. The algorithm told me to put it up here. I mean, AGL Gogeta and Physical Full Power Broly, are these the most hype respective to their time units in all of Dokkan history? I mean, I'd argue it's between them and, Physical Vegito Blue and AGL Rose, who were also on the list. But since I was actually playing for this celebration, should I say the algorithm decided to put them here at number 2. I mean, AGL Gogeta was like the best unit in the game, bro. And he was like essentially perfectly designed, and he was amazing, and his animations were jaw-dropping. The banner units were also very good option. Tech God Goku was very good. STR God Vegeta was still pretty decent. The overall banner quality isn't amazing, admittedly. Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was still solid. Ink Gogeta was solid. Physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks was okay. AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku did have his EZA, so he was pretty decent. Broly was like the second best unit in the game. The banner unit Broly was pretty good. He was solid. The banner unit Paragus and Broly were a good support option for pure Saiyans. Omega was still pretty solid. STR Janemba admittedly was kind of eh. Super Saiyan 3 Broly eh. And STR Dokkanfest Broly was solid after his EZA. But honestly, this is probably the most hype period that I've ever played Dokkan for. Probably between this and the 5th year anniversary. Just an insanely hype period overall. The algorithm believes that these banners deserve to be at the number 2 spot. Let's move on to number 1. What? Coming in at number 1, it's the 9th year anniversary. It's STR Beast Gohan. And I decided to throw AGL Full Power Broly in here as well. I tried to keep it to one celebration gets a single spot on the list. Now, STR Beast Gohan, like the banner lineup is just ridiculous, right? Like STR Beast Gohan, far and away the best unit in the game. Probably the second strongest single unit ever in this game's history. Banner unit was kind of eh. AGL Blue Goku and Vegeta from the 2023 Worldwide Download Celebration were still very good. Admittedly, they were starting to run into some of their issues at this point, but they were still good. The GT duo was still very good. The AGL Metal Cooler movie duo, damn, they are just on a lot of banners, man. They were kind of eh. They kind of suck low-key. They didn't suck, but they suck. LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta were okay, past their prime. And then you got LR UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, who are, after their EZA, number 2 and number 3, they're just amazing. And then LR Gohan and Goten were pretty good after their EZA. And LR Physical Piccolo was very good after his EZA. Honestly, this banner lineup is the single best banner lineup in the game's history. There's like not a single outright L on this banner. The worst unit on the banner, I'd argue, is the LR Metal Cooler movie duo. And they're still relatively alrightly-ish okay. Then you had Broly's banner, who before Beast Gohan came out was the best banner in the game's history. You got Broly, who was dominant. Angel Golden Frieza, who is very underrated. This Angel Golden Frieza is one of the best banner units in the game. Tech LR Zamasu is very good. Easily a top 10 unit in the game still. The LR Physical Boo duo were good. Just out of the top 10, probably top 15. STR Cooler was still amazing. Still probably somewhere in that top 10. The LR Gods were solid. The Blue Fusions were still very good. Even a year after their release, they were still really, really good. And then, in probably the biggest surprise of the anniversary, LR Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta got their EZA and they were amazing. Top 5 easily. And then Physical Broly was still okay-ish after his EZA. Still solid option. Good for World Tournament. I mean, these banners are just like, there's no real L's on this banner. Like, it's just insane value all around. The 9th year anniversary of Dreams is just insane. And the 9th year anniversary, Beast Gohan and Broly are going to wrap this list up at the number 1 spot. Let me know what you thought of my list down below in the comment section. If you thought somebody was snubbed off the list, or if you think the order should have been different. Also, let me know if you have any ideas for top 10 lists. I like some of your guys' ideas. They're pretty decent. But it's been a pleasure having you. That's going to do it for me. Thanks for stopping by.